What's going on, everybody? This is Charles McCutcheon. I'm your favorite entrepreneur. Today, I'm going to talk about passive income, but I'm going to use the commercial world. Commercial apartments, and I get a lot of people asking me different questions about it. So I told them I would actually go over, a few things and how I do it. My goal is to keep this very short. So I may have to run through this and then go through and do another video to where it's a shorter video because it's just better to have it short and then people can look at it that way. So I'm at linksrealty at gmail.com, linksrealtyllc at gmail.com, and take that down right quick. And I had one guy, he was like, why do you use Gmail then? I said, because I don't want to use my professional business address for this. How about that? You like apples? You like them apples? So check it out. My name is Charles McCutcheon. I'm a best-selling author. I've been doing real estate for some time. I'm going to give you who I am because I believe that anybody you get information from, you should at least know who they are, and that's okay. So here we go. We're going to be talking about passive income and apartment complexes. What we'll be covering today: why commercial real estate, how is your money secure, the right property, your power team process, first steps, things I listen for, an actual deal. And since this is not live, we really won't be having any questions, but you can ask me some questions on Links Realty LLC at Gmail. Go from there. Why I do commercial. There's a high rate of return. And annualized return, that's really over a 5-year period. That's what I take it as, or maybe even a 7. But you can do it over time. You have annualized returns, 15 to 22%. I haven't seen much that's going to beat that. And you can look at it as like diversifying from stocks. You can protect from your losses. A lot of people don't use their IRA or their 401k to put money in. And as I said before, I'm not giving any type of legal advice. I'm not telling you what to invest in. None of that. For me, it's hands off because I have a property management team, and it's conservative to me and my methods and how I do business. So why do commercial? Annualized returns over time can give you 100% profit on your money. Bottom line, everybody's here to make money. Let's just keep it real. My disclaimer: I'm not a lawyer. I'm not providing any type of legal advice. I'm always go to the experts and get your legal advice. And this is just general information that I see, that I provide. It's just insight to me. It's information. My other disclaimer: per the SEC, the Securities Exchange Commission, you cannot solicit funds from people you have no prior relationship with. Note, in no way am I saying invest anything with me right now. I just give information about investments, and we must first establish a relationship before any investments could be made. That's my disclaimer. I'm sticking to it. What's your exit strategy? I always go in knowing what I'm going to do with it, with the property, whether I'm going to hold it for 3 years, 5 years. Namely, it's 5 years, can go to 7 years, or can go forever. I always have an exit strategy, though. And you should too. So I see a lot of people out there using 1031 exchanges. And what that is it boils down to capital gains. If you make $100,000, that's, capital gains taxes that can hit you. So most people transfer that money to something of equal value or more. And that's what a 1031 exchange is. You have a certain amount of time. And I know it's like 180 days or 181 days. Don't quote me on that. Just look at what if you were to have some capital gains, you have to look at where you're going to put that money or you're going to be taxed on it. There are personal guarantees when I'm talking about funding now, when you're getting this money. There's some different types of loans out there that are called non-recourse. And that means that you don't have to have a bank statement, no credit check, no personal guarantee. And those are great to have. Those are over, the multi-million-dollar deals. And why would you not want to have a non-recourse loan? You guys have a recourse loan to where they can come after you. A lot of people don't work on private money. I'm going to do a video on private money. That's no money out of your pocket. I don't understand. A lot of people want to go hard money and get 30%, 40% taken. But, to each his own. It's just information. These are a list of deals I have in a pipeline as of today. And today is the June 2019. So these are a list that I have in the pipeline today. And it's, I just stay busy. I have more than this, but Like I said, this is just information. Take it or leave it. This is me in a nutshell. Best-selling author, real estate investor. I have a nonprofit working with homeless veterans. I had to expand that to seniors and just the homeless. I speak around the country in different places. Whoever will have me. Former ballistic missile defense expert. I love my job back in the day. Uh, Cannabis, breaking into that world, government contracting. I do a few other things. I'm just a busy guy. I am an entrepreneur, family, and I'm actually laying in bed right now as I do this. Sometimes I work from the bed. Sometimes I go to Starbucks. Sometimes I go to, it doesn't matter. It's just putting the work in. You got to put the work in no matter what. This is my book that I got in with these guys over here, Ron LeGrand, Lance Edwards. No big deal. Just information. This is some of the deals that I get in my arsenal, y'all. People coming together with 50 million to get, you see Little Rock, Arkansas, Memphis, Tennessee, Atlanta, Georgia, coming to get different projects out there, put it that way. Funding for commercial properties over 2.5 million, no appraisal, 100% funding. There's money out there. We just have to tap the right people and then figure that piece out. It's out there for the taking. This is another one. Price 50 million. They want 7 to 8% cap rate. Even if it was a 6%, you have to know how to manipulate it so you get to a 7%. There's ways around this. I'm just telling you. In Florida, Texas, and California, be looking for this criteria for folks. Somebody's looking for 100 to 300 units, B class, A, emerging markets, preferably Texas or Atlanta. They be hitting me up with these doggone things. This is how I secure my money, or I tell investors how I secure their money in different deals. It's secured by the equity. It's something you can touch. So check that out. Secured in the profits and insurance, casualty, business income, key man. Nobody talks about a key man life insurance policy. I wonder why. Life insurance that pays LLC, which owns a property if something were to happen. The right property. This is what I look for. I look for A, B, and C areas. A to me, like act like we in school. You get an A, you're happy. You get a B, you're like, okay, I'm still happy. For C, I'm still happy. No, it's D areas was not good. It's like high crime or something like that. So I go in A, B, and C areas located to the path of progress. Is there any growth in that area? If they only have one stoplight, that's not a place that I'm investing in. Must have value add. Can I add to the rents? Is there poor management? There has to be cash flow. No cash flow is a no go for me. This is characteristics. Now, are there any big businesses in the area? Service industries. I say this is what I do personally. Stay away from cities with a large amount of manufacturing jobs because some of those slow down and stop. And you got all these people with no jobs. And how they going to pay rent with no jobs? I look for big populations, state capitals. They always have, big populations. So my power team. I don't worry about doing this stuff. I don't worry about I worry about, what the property manager is going to do, but I'm not trying to tell the attorney, hey, don't do this or don't do that. The accountant or property inspector, they do their jobs. Find people on your team and let them do their jobs. That's what I do. I don't try to do, I don't try to be an appraiser. That's not what I do. Here's a process. Now I'm not gonna, man, I got so much more to go over. I'm not gonna belabor the point. I'm gonna stop this here in a minute after I go through this. But I'm gonna pick it back up at another time and then go through the rest of it. So the process, I perform due diligence. I place the property under contract. I receive all the due diligence items from the owner. And it don't always work like this, y'all. Please believe it. So private placement memorandum, that's done by the lawyer. Several investors commit to purchasing an interest in a specific apartment complex. This is using private money. I set up escrow for those funds, and then the lawyer has created a fund, the LLC, Then we collect the funds, invest in the complex, and distribute the profits when they come. Uh, I like to do it yearly. You know, you can do it whenever you do it. I say if you do it monthly, you're putting yourself in trouble only because you never know what's going to come up monthly that may need fixing. So, and then you close. That's just a quick down and dirty. And the process for me, I get the T12, I get the rent roll, I get the profit and loss statement, and the numbers are never right. You know, the numbers are just jacked up, and you get all these people that want the LOIs and things of that nature, which is nothing wrong with that, and they want the POFs and stuff like that. A lot of I get some people to say, "Well, before you get to see anything, you got to send me the POF and LOI," and I'm like, I don't even know what you're trying to sell me, guy. Come on, man. At least let me see what you're trying to sell me. There's basic information out there. You don't need to have a POF and LOI for every doggone deal when all you told me is you have a deal in Atlanta. And well, give me a POF and LOI, and I'll tell you, get out of here with that nonsense. Don't let anybody tell you that, man. That's crazy nonsense. It's like we have to do better. We have to do better. Okay. So from there, I'm going to stop this. And then I'm gonna pick it back up at some other time to go into the meat of this thing. This is all about apartment complexes, multifamily. It's the new thing. It's the new wave, baby. So again, links realty LLC at Gmail. Hit me up because I'm gonna be putting out some. I got some sheets I'm gonna give out, some documentation. Even if you want this, I'll send it out. Have a Gmail account because it's just easier if I can send it Gmail to Gmail because some of these things are bigger than others. But I'll send it out after I get through with it, just to let you know. There you go, Charles McCutcheon.